For the past year, I've worked for Deliveroo. And in this video, I'm going to tell you what it's like. Some days working for Deliveroo can be great, like you're effectively getting paid to cycle around the city. In this video I'll tell you what I most like about the job, how much I roughly get paid an hour, and the most I've ever earned in one single night. But I'll also tell you right now that Deliveroo can be awful. Absolutely awful. But before I get into the video, please do consider liking the video and subscribing. I've got 82 subs for every single subscriber, really appreciate it. Now without further ado, let's first look at the bits that I don't like about Deliveroo. For me, one of the worst things about working for Deliveroo is the waiting around. Sometimes when I'm out on shift, I can end up spending more time waiting rather than actually delivering food. Whether this happens or not just depends on how many customers are ordering food and how many delivery riders there are out. I've been on shift for half an hour now, still no orders. Because of this, there's just certain times that I won't work anymore. From 2 PM to 5 PM, no chance. Around 1 PM though, or around 7 to 8 time, around dinner time, that's when it's really good. You'll get an order straight away. So this one isn't really Deliveroo's fault, but this can pretty much determine whether your shift's good or bad. So for example, the weather. If the weather's all rainy and windy, which is the absolute worst when you're cycling, then you're just gonna have a bad shift. You just are. If you ever end up working for Deliveroo, make sure you get a neck warmer. They're super cheap and they'll help you so much in those cold nights. The terrain can also make your shift 10 times harder. When you're going uphill and you've got 10 kilograms in the back of your bag, it can be a real struggle. This depends on your city though, but I live in Edinburgh, which is so hilly. So pretty much every single journey I'm doing is going up and down and up and down. Thankfully, I've only had one really bad spillage in my bag. I picked up from an Indian takeaway, and the journey was going fine. But when I arrived at the customer's door, I opened my bag to see this. As you can imagine, the customer was not too happy. And also I had to cut my shift short because I had to go and clean my bag. It's not great when spillages happen. It sucks. Okay, so far I've not painted the best picture of Deliveroo. But the fact is, I actually like working for Deliveroo. I actually think it's a great job. So now let me tell you what I like about Deliveroo. Deliveroo is so flexible. I can choose how many hours I want to work a week and the hours which I work. Because I'm a full-time student, normally I'll do my uni work during the day and then go on a shift in the evening. However, if I've got something on in the evening, so I've got a deadline coming up or I'm meeting people, then I just won't go on a shift. You are your own boss, no bother. There's a lot of articles in the news about Deliveroo riders being underpaid, which is true. However, it's not been my personal experience, because it just depends on the city you work in. For me, Edinburgh's been really busy, and I tend to get a really good wage, around £15 an hour. This is much above the minimum wage, so I'm pretty happy with it. However, I do only work in the evenings because that's when I know it's the most busy. If I was to work the whole day, like a 9 to 5 job, I'd probably end up with a much lower wage rate. That's why I'd only really recommend Deliveroo as a part-time job. I'd say it's great if you want flexibility and maybe only want to work a few nights a week. Whereas if you wanted to work full-time, you're probably not going to get a very good wage. There are also these things called fee boosts which help so much. For example, on Friday or Saturday or Sunday, you often get like a 1.2 times surge. So for every single delivery you do, you get paid 1.2 times the original fare price. Although what really makes our pay though is tips. Tips are so important. Normally tips are about £1 or £2, although occasionally you do get £5. It was through getting really generous tips that I was almost able to make £100 in one single night. That was a good night. This certainly helps in the job because this is effectively what you're being paid to do. It's also a form of exercise. Although those steep hills are a real pain at the time, you feel pretty good afterwards. When you come back from your shift, you know you've exercised and you've earned money. I also quite like the fact that you get to go to parts of the city you wouldn't normally go to. Normally on a Thursday evening, I'd have no need to go to the city centre, but the app forces you to go there sometimes, and it can actually end up being pretty fun. That's the end of this video, guys. I do hope you liked it, and if you did, again, please do like and subscribe. It really does help me out. I'll hopefully be posting more videos on this channel soon.